slight camera wobble there, sorry about that. So I just thought I'd knock up a video, just kind of talk about my top 10 video games ever. I just think it's quite important really just to kind of chart the kind of games that have had such a huge kind of impact on you, kind of shaped you as a person, as a gamer, and kind of what you're all about. And sometimes games will just open your mind to concepts, ideas, and things like that as well. I'm going to tag a few people into this as well. So the idea is that you tag at least 3 people in the video, so it kind of gets around you and get to kind of get an insight into people that you know on YouTube and the games that they're all about. So yeah, this should be quite interesting. So I've got quite a random selection of games, and I've also kind of got bits of tat from my collection, just to show you what just give you a point of reference when I'm talking about these games. So let's get on with it then. So to start off with, at number 10 is Sega Rally 2, and I think I've chosen these games because I've been playing them for most of them for decades, if not like multiple years. And Sega Rally 2 is just a game that I first saw in the arcades, like I think it was '98, and the graphics were amazing. And then when the Dreamcast came out, obviously this is a PC version, just to get a chance to get much love with the PC version. And then when the Dreamcast came out, they had a version of Sega Rally 2 on there. You know, it was a launch title in the UK. I had to have it, and I've been playing it in the arcades and the Dreamcast for, wow, since about 1999, 2000, on and off. Stream it regularly as well. Big game. Also, got that sticker there, Game Station, remember them? I think they're still going. Did Game buy them out? I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Number 10, Sega Rally 2. Awesome game. Right. And then, not that this top 10 is going to be all about car games, but number 9, we've got Gran Turismo, the PlayStation 1. Earlier I just talked about how games changed everything. This came out, sold a lot of PlayStations, made people aware of kind of the Japanese car tuning scene, in the West anyway. Just changed the world of racing games, car culture, and just a game in all its iterations that I just play since this one came out back in the late 90s. It's, I'm a PlayStation man through and through, and Gran Turismo is just, kind of what makes a PlayStation what it is, really. There you go, Gran Turismo at number 9. Number 8, a game that I've enjoyed since I've been a little kid. I'll just unwrap the cable there. Got one of these TV plug-and-play games, is Galaga. You can see the side sticker there. This is one of these plug-and-play games. It's got like Pac-Man, Mappy, Exodus, Pole Position, which is an awesome game, and Galaga. I don't think I've got anything physical of Galaga, but I've got Galaga on everything, the Atari 2600, PlayStation 3, my phone. Game I've been playing since the early 80s and just absolutely love. It really relaxes, my Galaga. You can just switch it on, have a quick game, and see if you can better your score. And it's just an awesome shooter. Just took the Space Invaders formula and kind of just enhanced it and evolved it. And it's a game that just is timeless, really. That I still play to this day. So yeah, awesome stuff. What we've got at number 7, Final Fight. That's the Super Famicom SNES version there. Late 80s when the kids saw Final Fight, I was like, wow. I mean, Double Dragon kind of blew us away, but Final Fight just perfected the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre to me. Streets of Rage 2 is an awesome game, but it's not as good as Final Fight, the arcade version, and the subsequent ports that came out kind of after the mid-90s. The Mega CD port's really good as well. Just the graphics aren't quite as good, but it's in my arcade machine upstairs. I've got it on so many different formats. I always have a game of Final Fight, at least 5 times a year or something like that, and it never ceases to amuse me. So that's number 7, Final Fight. Now, because this is on the PS5, and ever since the kind of PS4 era, I've never really bought disc games and downloaded them digital, so I haven't got a physical copy of Elden Ring, which I'm really gutted about, really, because it's such a special game to me. I should really have something to collect, but I've got a living flesh jar figure there, which I got from Temu, I think, for like £5, £4. Awesome stuff. Got that like a year ago, 2 years ago. But yeah, anyway, enough about the living flesh jar pot thing. Elden Ring, what can I say? I'm a huge fan of From's games and the Soulsborne games. I've completed them all, love them all. And Elden Ring just turns it into, and I don't like open world games, got to be honest with you, takes a whole formula, perfects it, and puts it in an open world. And it's had a profound effect on me. I've been playing it non-stop, not non-stop, but 3 years now since it came out, February 22, I think it was. And I've been playing it since that time. 200 hours I've sunk into it, which for a middle-aged man is a big, long time. I know kids nowadays put 200 hours into a game in the first week, but 200 hours for me is a long time. And I've got to say, I don't know anyone who doesn't like Elden Ring. They tune the difficulty kind of just right for new players. Multiplayer aspect to it as well. It's just, arguably, it's got to be in the top 10 video games ever on anything, on any top 10 list. It is bordering video game perfection, that one. I absolutely love Elden Ring. Top game. If you haven't got it, you need it. And then following on from that, what started my love of From Games and Soulsborne is the PS3 version of Demon's Souls. This is the Japanese version I've got in my collection. I had the Black Phantom edition, I think it was in 2010, 2011 on the PS3, with the book and the CD soundtrack. And like a fool, I gave it away a few years later. But Demon's Souls is in there at number 5 because it just blew me away. In that era, in the PS3, games were starting to hold your hand a lot. They were too easy. All the respawn points, the saves, regenerating health. Demon's Souls just came out and, if you die, you're done. You go back to the start of the stage, you've lost everything. And it reminded me so much of 80s and 90s video games where it required a lot of skill, a lot of commitment, and a bit of luck sometimes just to get through things. And it's just an exhilarating experience. And one of my proudest video game achievements was actually completing that game. Meant a lot to me. And just, the art style, the feel of it was just incredible. Pre-Dark Souls, no one was playing this in the West. I never found anyone online back then when I was playing it. So I had to rely on a few internet guides and just, getting good to beat that game. And, after that, Dark Souls and everything, you know the rest of the effect that had on gaming. But, we talk about stuff that has an effect on gaming. That is another milestone there, Demon's Souls. If you like Souls games, or if you've never played one, please play Demon's Souls on the PS3 or the PS5 remake. PS5 remake is really, really good, but when you get into New Game Plus, it just gets ridiculously hard, almost like unfair. And, From Games have always been about being firm but fair, haven't they? So, right, where are we going now? In at number 4, Championship Manager. Now, this is the Xbox version, which is great. But I'm talking about way back in the day, Championship Manager on the Amiga. I would play that as a kid 24/7. I do like football, but just the management style of it and bringing players on and watching them evolve and how scarily kind of realistic it was that unknown players at the time would kind of be like develop into really good players, and then lo and behold in real life in a couple of years they develop into great players as well. And there's no greater thrill than taking like AFC Telford to kind of Champions League or European Cup glory as it was back then. I actually think I destroyed my floppy disk drive in my Amiga 600 for having a 24-hour sesh on it, and just broke the machine and played it that much. And again, like a lot of games here, like Gran Turismo and stuff, I've been playing Championship Manager in all its iterations since it came out in the early 90s. But if you like football, Football Managers games, play Championship Manager. 102, I think, is the pinnacle of the genre. A lot of the modern ones are bogged down with stats, too much kind of like the media, intricacies about training, about, players doing weights. You just want to pick a team and take it from there. And the earlier ones, the pre-mid 2000 games are just awesome, absolutely incredible. Right, I've had a recent challenge about this with Raspberries Retro. And this is WrestleFest. There's my Ultimate Warrior plastic goal that I got from a game show, I don't know, 5 years ago. I paid about 50p for it. Never had the action figures as a kid, but WrestleFest, wow. Yeah, like everything else here, I've been playing this since when it came out in 91, early 92, same time as Street Fighter 2. And I'm going to be controversial, guys. I mean, during the arcade period of Street Fighter 2, I played more WrestleFest. I preferred playing WrestleFest to Street Fighter 2. It's not just the wrestling side of it, you're looking at the golden era of the WWF. It's just so much fun. It is, to me, the greatest arcade game ever, and it's a whole load of fun. And if you watch the recent kind of challenge videos from Raspberries Retro, you just see what a fun game it is in the Royal Rumble mode, and the Saturday night's main event was awesome as well. Love WrestleFest, so that was number 3. And then in at number 2 is Street Fighter 2. That's the Mega Drive Japanese version. And yeah, don't need to say too much about that. Everybody loves Street Fighter 2. Saved the arcades in the early 90s when they started weighing off. Kind of resurrected the arcades till the mid 90s, 95, 96, when, you know, like the PlayStation killed it all off. Yeah, awesome. So many memories of Street Fighter 2 in the arcade with friends, playing it on the SNES with friends, playing it on my Mega Drive, the wait for the Mega Drive version to come out, emptying all my kind of building society savings, about 60, 70 pounds back then, to get the 6-button controller and Street Fighter 2 on launch for the Mega Drive. It's just, oh man, it means so much to me, that game. I'm still not very good at it, but I do love it, and Sagat's my man, you know. So Tiger, yeah. But Street Fighter 2, awesome. And then finally at number one is, and I think I've mentioned this a lot on the channel, but Phantasy Star Online. This is the original version 1 Dreamcast release. It's come on the Xbox and the GameCube, and version 2 is the best version to play on the Dreamcast. But yeah, so much love for this. Another game I destroyed my machine with. Again, I was playing playing Phantasy Star Online at university. I must have been playing it all down my Dreamcast, and I think the laser failed on the drive just through use. I think really just playing it non-stop. Getting, you know, a massively multiplayer online game back then, and getting online and meeting people from like Japan, America, while you're sat in your student digs on your Dreamcast was mind blowing. And you can still play Phantasy Star Online today. You obviously see my streams on the channel, on the Xbox, the GameCube, and the Dreamcast. It is possible just to connect to servers today. There's still a really active user base. You find lots of people playing it, and it is, to me, the greatest game ever. And if I had to only have one video game for the rest of my life, it would be Phantasy Star Online. So there you go, that's number 1, Phantasy Star Online. And so if you could kindly tag at least 3 people when you make your video, that would be absolutely awesome. So the people I'm tagging, I'd like you to do a response to this. If you can, you don't have to, don't feel obliged. Are 8-Bit Boy UK, Razzi's Retro, Officially Captured, PJ Venom, Galloway Gaming. We've got John Bunday, Mark Goes Blinding, Retro Martin, No Camp Dad, One Credit Classics, and the Retro Man, Randy Savage. So yeah, hope you found this video interesting. Yeah, if you've got any questions, just stick them in the comments, or you'd like to, you know, just put in your top 10 video games, put those in the comments as well. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. It's been an experience. Cheers.